Okay. Let's do this. Alright, so let's go ahead and restart. So we are going to do Pyanodon's mods. Not only are we going to do Pyanodon's mods, we're also doing LTN. We'll get a full mod list. I haven't quite nailed down what I'm going to go with, but good testing. It's Factorio Free Play. Your task is to launch a rocket into space. You will need to research advanced technologies in order to unlock the rocket silo. Start small, work your way up with automation, and don't forget to protect yourselves from the natives. Oh, we have those turned off. Get rid of this trash here. So I'm going to leave these assembly machines, the crash site assembly machine, just because I don't know how useful it's going to be. But I know that it gets me 50 duralumin and some circuit boards when we break it down. Could be useful. For right now, though, because we'll get to a little bit of electricity pretty quickly. I know that we might be able to use it for like automating a little bit of small parts, something like that. Something that makes handcrafting easier before we get to the point where we have unlocked all the different quality of life technologies. So yeah, let's confirm and see what can this do. Yeah, interesting. So, oh right, it's not going to be able to do small parts because that's a player thing, I think. No? It'll actually do the early game small parts recipe. Okay, cool. No, what I'm thinking about is the simple circuit board. The player can craft the simple version. That makes sense. That makes sense. So we are going to, we have 500 iron plate, 500 copper plate, a little bit of moss from one of the trees. So I guess, yeah, let's leave that. The reason I wanted to keep this particular seed, well, this all looks a little different. Huh. This actually might be good to restart because, what happens if we single player new game? Will it do the same seed that we were just in? No, it'll do a different seed. Okay, well, I can load the same mod we were working with, a little bit more set up, and you can see I had messed with the water a little bit, and this is a really ideal sort of setup. But if we hit restart just on here, it's different. That's very weird. That is very, very strange. I have no idea how to feel about that. Because we had a pretty good starting thing going on. Well, it's okay. I actually have a imported string, so we can really do this all. We'll do LTN Pi-1. We're going to just load this in here. Yep, okay. And then we can, I think, just go ahead and probably like give ourselves an easier time a little bit with some of these early game ores, just like that. I feel okay about that. So yeah, this was the preview, and I moved the water around a little bit. Let's double check that. Yep, move the water, no enemies, all the good stuff, not going to track pollution. Yeah, so I think I think we'll go for this because everything's really nicely kind of wedged. It'll be kind of a challenge. Plenty of trees. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. That's very odd, and I don't really know why that happens. We're going to have to definitely look into that. I feel like we can skip that. Oh my goodness, yes. Explosions, explosions. So, Pyanodon's getting started with the early game. Getting started with the early game is slow. Things move a little more slowly, but this will be the 4th time, more or less, that I'm starting out with Pyanodons. The first time, I got relatively close to automating the first circuit boards, and then the second time I really just kind of did the same thing. But then this last playthrough, of which I've made some videos about and streamed a little bit, those I made it quite a bit past the automating simple circuit boards into the madness of the advanced circuit boards, which I had not gotten to. I don't prefer our color, so I'm going to go ahead and set that to say 220, 150. Oh, that's a lot more magenta than I rather expected it to be. I think, yeah, I don't want to fuss too terribly much about it, but I do. Yeah, I rather like that. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave these because they can begin to automate some things for us. I don't know, but whenever we do need a duralumin, then they're gonna kind of just go right out the window. Because if we see, okay, so advanced foundries, yeah, assembly machine 2s, we won't do that for a while. The atomizer, again, not, oh, the AUG paddock. So Mark II though, not even the first one. So Biofactory, we'll need that. I don't recall, yeah, I'll also need titanium, so I know that's a ways. Crystal Mine Mark II, again, not something we're going to need for a while. A lot of Mark II things require them. Compost plants, with only 30 duralumin, again, something that requires titanium. This is going to be a while till we get there. Creature Chamber Mark I, and that's behind biotechnology. So yeah, there's I'm not exactly sure what we would use that duralumin for. Drill heads aren't a very good use. Electric engine units use duralumin. Oh my god, that's punishing. 300 copper cable, iron, simple circuit board bolts, advanced small parts which are a pain, and aluminum. Goodness. So what I guess I'm seeing here is let's just not bother with that. What we should be bothering with is getting our iron together. I have the Bob's Mods clock installed because I like it. I like to see how long I played. Let's check out the digs. Oh, this big quartz patch. Nice big tin right next to it and a big patch of lead. Further to the east or to the west of it, plenty of chromium. A healthy amount of borax, stone, copper, lead, again, which we have a big patch of. The bioreserves, we don't need a lot of those, so that's fine. Nickel, aluminum, niobium. Big raw coal. Good, good, good. And a little bit of iron. So let's go ahead and just, start trimming up the iron. That's, interesting. Interesting. So, I'm probably just going to shave that top iron off. We probably, we can go ahead. We have 10. Let's make 10 more. clear out enough stone to not need to put some stone patches at first. We'll just do raw coal. So I'll go ahead and put this here. I'll go ahead and put this here. So we'll go ahead and put out 6. That won't actually last very long at all. And, let's see. And we just go. And we do have even distribution. So we are going to be able to see when our mods are going to need, or let's see here, matter. Interesting. We're going to be able to see bottlenecks in machines when the machines aren't getting enough of something that they need. So raw coal, which is going to be our primary fuel. This stuff mines up super fast, so that's pretty fucking cool. So we're going to control left click, and it will evenly distribute. Apparently not for you two. So that'll get them going. Just need to start getting some iron out. Basically what we're working towards in the first part of the game is power. We're working towards getting, if I remember correct, it's nickel, because one of the things that we need to progress is the glassworks. So we can already do the 2 destructive distillation columns. I might do that now, but we need to get a crystal mine, and the soil extractor requires that lead plate, or that tin plate for the tin cable. So that requires electricity. So we need to get to electricity to get to the soil extractor, to get to tin, to get to the crystal mine. That will give us the ability to start doing the glassworks. When we do that, we're going to start processing raw coal in the destructive distillation column. We're going to start getting coal gas and various stuff out of that. So that's the plan here, the path forward. That was all. See, it's just a lot of raw coal. I like it. There we go. I like this mod a ton. Oh, and we should alt mode as well. There we go. So I do like this seed. I'm glad I had an alternate one picked out because I hadn't recorded the map settings for that first seed that I was working with. Even though I super love that seed too, I think this one's going to be just fine. We have alien biomes turned on. Alien biome has high res. So in terms of visual interest, I'm pretty excited about a lot of aspects of that. So got a little bit of moss. That's good. We'll go ahead and lay out some copper and also get some stone brick going. We'll probably just use reserves of our coal to do that. I'm okay with that. So we'll set 1, 2, 3, 4 up. Don't need super a lot at first. Yeah, control right click, give them a little bit to go on, and then for view. Let's take advantage of the fact that, ooh, that's not very big. Let's just get us a weird arrangement here. And then, like, yeah, weirdly, you two get skipped. That's an interesting little glitch about that. I'm sure it's not a glitch, it's just, you know, the way that it's trying to split things up. So already, of course, we feel the great iron hunger. Just kind of assume that everything needs to get fed. So let's, yeah, get 1, 2. We're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, because 2 electric mining drills is kind of enough to feed a stone furnace and a little bit extra. We'll get an offshore pump. We'll get 4 steam engine, 2 boilers, and that'll start getting us set up. I'm gonna get plenty of power cables, small electric poles. I'm going to grab 10 inserters, and then I'm just going to dump the rest into the transport belts because we are going to need to feed some of our coal southwards towards the water that's going to be down there. So I'll go ahead and start clearing out this area to accommodate space for that. Let's see, what is this? Niobium ore. That'll be quite a while before we develop, so we'll trim close to it, and by the time we get to that time of processing, we'll have plenty of space. I like pulling this up sometimes and seeing, but when it's kind of this large, I will keep it collapsed. Plenty of wood in the early game is a good thing, especially because we are going to be, I believe it's in the recipe for simple circuit boards. Let me see here. Reorienting around all of this, all of these menus, this definitely takes a while. High tech, yes, because we need a simple circuit board. It does take wood for us to hand automate it. The automation for that is just, if that was punishing, and we were going to get there and we were going to fly through it, it's not even going to be any difficult at all, any bit of difficulty at all. I believe we have Afraid of the Dark, so we will have a little bit easier time seeing things. Oh, and this is titanium ore here, so there is, what does this patch look like? Oh, okay, I see. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Well, there we go. There's a big patch of raw borax, so we even don't need to worry too much about that there. Cool. A little bit of oil sand that we can see so far. A little bit of zinc. Quartz. Those big ones that I can't like harvest yet because I don't know the technology. Yeah, everything needs refueled. I'm gonna go ahead and make this coal centipede a little bit bigger. How does this need to go? Well, actually, if we just... That's going to be 10K. Something like that? It's kind of sloppy, but that's fine. Just need a lot. We just need a lot. That's the thing. What are we out of iron? And there we go. Kind of used up all of our initial starting iron, but that's what you gotta do. So copper we're pretty good on. Just gonna go ahead and feed y'all. First, take this. Split out a little bit. Make sure everybody's getting fueled. Aha, but nobody's feeding you anymore. That is rather problematic, huh? We'll just rotate that one. There you go. Much better. So stock everybody up. Right, so we're gonna go down south. Let's just kind of plan that we're gonna start building everything. Well, it's super hard to say. Routing our resources out is going to be part of the difficulty here, I think. Oh, and that one's like, oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Totally fine. Not even worried about it. Yeah, that doesn't solve the problem though. Just take that off for now. I think if you like snake, it's just this weird bumpiness of that. Grab that. We've got 6 more, so let's go ahead and throw... We're gonna start doing this here. Oh, I do need more of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. split some of those. Oh, we did kind of grab some raw coal. Interesting. Weird. Grab these. Oh, yes, you're all starving. And just clear out a little bit more because we're going to need some more stone. If we're going to need more stone furnaces. Tin is the next thing that we're going to need to sort of set down. But first we'll establish a power line for from raw coal down south towards where the power is going to be. And then that's where it's going to be painful because we are going to have to spend an inordinately large amount of iron on pipes. And I'd rather spend a lot of iron initially on pipes and drag a water line up further than waste a lot more resources on a bunch of transport belts for the coal. So, everything in its due time. Everything in its due time. So, where is tin? Is that just tin? Yeah, but it's nice and separated. We can go ahead and start setting up some of these. Like that there, like this here, like this there. Heckin', why not? Let's go ahead and put the pipes out. Put the pipes out. So this is our patch. It's pretty poor, all things considered. Yeah, and it's kind of far away from that water. Again, it's gonna be a big haul for that water, but that's okay. To put one here, and just clean up basically a little bit there, and then we can just put 2 here, and then we can just come grab this one later if we want to. I actually do kind of need that for doing other things. So we are gonna just put a little chest here. It can just gather as much as it can, basically. String our first power line along here. It was really find the trees pretty. It's AlienLife mod. Encapsulate these little fellas. Oh, oops. Let's be tidy a little bit. To where do we think power is going to be initially? And I did kind of say just then that it wasn't going to be super far away. So we will more or less make it a straight line from here, I think. And pull it all the way till we get to about in line with where the coal is going to come down in the first place. And then we go up. And we'll pick somewhere along this line for it to actually go. We are gonna grab the electric mining drills. So the nice thing is they're not, oh, you are gonna be able to try to do that. Okay. I was about to say the nice thing about that is like the niobium it can't even mine. So we can literally just kind of plonk this here for now, and that works out super great. Alright, so we're going to just kind of draw this down like that. I think that that's going to be our best bet. We should check on everything. Everything needs to be refueled, I'm sure. But it gives us 47 to play with, which is pretty good. Should probably get a little bit further. Still having 40 to play with. That's probably fine. And this is going to be where our boilers get set. And we do a little bit of engine. Get some pipes. This will be super basic and simple to maintain. The goal is just to get power going. There we go. Alright. So the only thing we need now is water. Which is where we start spending a lot of iron on pipes. So we are just going to go like this. And then the water line will just kind of run right along there. We're going to need to pull off the water line, and we'll just do that along the power line. I like to keep things organized kind of like that. It'll be a simple enough way to kind of keep things together in this early stage of the game. So go ahead and pull that over. So I'm guessing, yep, everything needs refilled. That's not surprising. Oh, yeah, that's supposed to return this way. Still 2K raw ore is fantastic. Distribute it happily. Get these guys. There we go. There we go. I do want a few more. 2, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna grab more furnaces. So we are going to start turning our attention to the crystal mine, which is happening as soon as we can get the electricity and tin. There we go. Perfect. So I think that'll really do for now in terms of the iron production. Let's go ahead and refill the copper, which we are definitely not running low on at all. Yeah, so 261, that's fine. And then we can just take the rest of this and Z-span it all over the place. Perfect. Alright, so how much iron do we have? 51. It's not going to be a lot. No. Only 6 pairs of underground pipe. Everything is slow in this early game. Of Pyanodons. Everything is slow. It's part of the charm for me. I like it. I like that part of it. Alright, this all is looking okay. So we can continue to prepare the way, I suppose. We can go set the offshore pump. Ooh, do 3 sets more. And 6 actual pipes, which will probably be useful. Let's go ahead and kind of do the reverse thing. Go ahead and set down the offshore pump and see how far we're going to be getting to everything else. Get our first little bit of power going. I actually really find in the early game that I just kind of leave the early game power running off of unprocessed raw coal. We're going to get into coal processing and we're going to be able to get all the side products off of that, but I honestly just don't find it necessary to fuss with it first. I'm going to be able to find more coal patches really easily, and that'll give me all that I really need for at least the rest of the early game. I don't really know when to say in this mod pack when you've truly left the early game. So this isn't going to get us too terribly far. Yeah, only up to where it's actually going to junction off anyway. So we're going to go ahead and put a pipe to represent that. So I'm going to say we're probably going to need another 4 pairs, 3 or 4 pairs. That won't take too terribly long. Man, we still already need to refuel things. We're not even close to starting any research, but I will optimistically set the research. Fairly healthy bounty. Okay, so I think that'll do it actually. Lovely, lovely. Alright, so this is going pretty darn well. Yes, excellent. Alright, how far are we actually going to get with this? Oh, barely. Barely not far enough. I also have Squeak Through. Squeak Through I find is just essential to play this mod. this series of mods. There's just no way to do this otherwise, I don't think. Oh, it's beautiful. So I'm going to grab both of these and, yeah, again, stock up on those individual pipes. I'm still so tempted to just go break down those early game assembly machines. I just don't think they're going to be super useful. What am I going to use them for? They don't do anything particularly special. Okay, and then, oh god. There we go. There we go. Excellent. So this should be fine. This should be more or less self-sufficient. These consume fuel pretty fast. Use max rate calculator to determine how quickly. Oh, okay. So it's not actually going to determine the amount of fuel that they're using here. But the fuel value is 3 megajoules. Megawatt max consumable fuel. Yeah, I'm not sure how to convert that exactly. But all that is working. We just need a lot more iron for all the pipes to take this all the way over to our tin patch, which is that purple patch on the western side of our mini map. So we'll go ahead and rely on our massive iron patch a little bit. We're going to need a lot more than that, I can tell us that right now. And right now, just going around refueling. Starting to manipulate our environment just a little bit, just enough for right now. Not a lot we can do, but we can, clear away trees. Make sure we have enough early game supplies. This is why those little assembly machines, I just don't know how to feel about them. I can't replace them, so they have to sit where they are, and that's not incredibly useful. Again, I could probably just go set up some small parts manufacturing. That might be fine. I have 40 transport belts. I mean, while everything is fueled up... Oh, they're over here. While we run back and forth, will we even remember? That's the real question. Okay, so if we do this, what do I actually want to make? I want to make small parts, I think was my idea. Yeah, small parts. And for that we need the bolts and the gears. So that's, again, where it's just like I need 3 automated assembly machines and the stick. So, yeah, I'm already going to be handcrafting it. I'm just going to take them. Just doing the brave thing. We're going to get the circuit boards. We're going to get the Duralumin. Let's just take it. That felt good. Alright, so now we're going to just go ahead and do all of our pipes. That'll help a lot. We are going to need another boiler. We're going to need more iron for that. It's okay. We're going to get almost all the way there. It's not bad. Not going to complain too much. But we'll go on a refuel run while that's going. And of course now our iron is starting to run out of fuel. That's not super surprising. Haven't done a big fuel up recently. And we'll go ahead and fuel all of these. So yeah, I'm just gonna craft out all those pipes. Once we get that crystal mine, then we're going to be able to start. So next thing we're going to be doing is the distillation. Glass. Glass is where we start to unlock everything. What is... let's see here. Clay pit, fluidized battery, pulp mill, alien pie fusion industry. Mine research center. Is this dedicated science building develop? Yeah, because you have to. Goodness, all the submenus. There we go. Yeah, the research center Mark 1. That's what we need to build, and the research center Mark 1 requires glass to make. So that's going to be the kind of the primary goal, is getting a bunch of glass for that. We also are going to need glass for the empty petri dishes, which will then be used with the agar to make the petri dishes we actually need for science, which, if I'm recalling correctly, yeah, you need that basic substrate, which, yeah, requires some of the petri dish. The incubated petri dish. So you have to incubate them with the biomatter, get some cellulose and some moss, which aren't too terribly difficult to get, and then combine them together into the science pack. So yeah, the research center. Is that the same thing that does the science? I don't believe that it does. Mushrooms. Yeah, I don't recall which is the building that actually performs the science. It's a big one. I do remember that. So I wonder if we... Yeah, no, it's just going to show us this. But yeah, so that's what we're working towards, is that glass. It's good to have a plan forward, because goodness gracious, this mod pack is unrelenting in its complexity. It's one of the things I find charming about it. And we are going to need a lot of stone bricks eventually here. If I remember correctly, it was down this way. Trying to remember to not zoom out and zoom in too terribly often. Keep it less disorienting. Sort of find a happy medium and sort of stick with that. Okay, yep, we are going to make it. So let's just do this. Oh, right, no. Actually, that's completely wrong. Because what this actually needs to be going into is our furnace. Or boiler, rather. So we do need a boiler. It's going to intake water, output steam. So let's go ahead and craft a few more pipes. Do a little underground action here. Yep, and because we've connected that with steam, there we go. Perfect. And what we'll do is we'll just fill it up with as much fuel as it can manage. This will start going. Put the pipes there, that'll also start going. That's actually not what I wanted. I wanted that to go into that, which can then go into that. But first you're going to need some of that. Sweet, so we're going to let this run for a little bit. That's going to very slowly develop tin, but all this is enough to make that happen. Got plenty of power ceilings, so that's fine. As much as I think these trees are pretty, and we do have Dectorio, so we're going to be able to make our own trees eventually. They're my enemy now. I am trying to get, I do have 6 sap. I think I want more than that. And then the moss as well is going to be super useful for getting more moss started faster. So our initial glassworks is going to be super annoying until we unlock syngas. I think syngas is the one. Whichever is the fuel source. Well, until we can start dealing with our tar, I think, is what we start to be able to do. Tar is the thing that gets really thorny to deal with. Okay, so this is already dead. Grab that. But it'll be an awkward dance of swapping between things. We'll have to carefully design our fluid system to make sure that it can handle that. Us kind of switching back and forth. So we are going to grab two destructive let's grab the two glassworks we're going to need, and then we can still craft the destructive distillation columns. We're going to need a massive amount of iron for this. Yes, so the iron in the tin. We have 16, we need 145. So that's good. But that's what the early game is. Perfect. Give everyone some fuel. And yeah, we'll get there. So let's go ahead and start considering our coal. We are going to need more of these. It's going to require iron. But the important part is there are all these freaking trees in the way. And this will sort of be our first starting area as far as the gas goes, because our quartz ore is over here. So we can just sort of process all the glass right underneath where the chromium is. So I'll pull the quartz over to the east, start processing the glass right here. So that means our raw coal processing will happen right next to our power processing. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start tearing down trees. We can do with crafting some more small electric poles, so I'll go ahead and get more of those on tap. And some more chests. I do always find that I sort of always need these things. Wooden chests last for a really long time as far as their utility as a storage device. I often find I really don't need but 2 to 4 storage spaces, and often just 1 out of a container. And because I'm going to be needing a lot of wood, and we will be automating that wood eventually, might as well. Yes, and the trees. Hi, Callie. How's it going? These trees do look really pretty, though. I think they're really gorgeous. I just cannot abide having them in my freaking way. Little tree removal ASMR. How's it going? Quiet migraine time test stream. I just wanted to start another round of this ridiculously complicated mod pack, but do it all on stream, so that way I can capture all that. And I'll check on everything, whether it's refuel or not. And then we'll also have plenty of tin by the time we get back over there, which I think we should go ahead and go do. So we've cleared the way. We'll go ahead and get our destructive distillation columns out. These big boys. Real big boys. We're going to do coal processing at first. But we can take all that coal and process it out, but we're actually, I think, gonna take the... Oh yeah, we can make coal gas out of a lot. Nice. Grocery shopping is poggers. We are gonna need, yeah, a lot of stuff with these. But first, we're just gonna do the raw coal. Yeah, there we go. So maybe just take one. Maybe just deal with one at a time. I don't know. Just a dumb bleat. Just a massive amount of iron that we're going to need for this. For these crystal mines. And we really just need the one crystal mine. We don't need a lot right now. 129. We don't even have enough yet. 147. Okay, so we just need a 10. Just need a 10. Let's see, where is the 10? It's down here. Smartly. Oh, yes. A little bit. Sometimes. Here's our 10. Oh, yes. 20 tin plate. 20 tin bleeds. Do 1 crystal mine. Oh, nut. Nut. Tailings pond. What is that good for again? Vents the gases, stores the liquids. We're not gonna futz about with that because there's some weird behavior. I don't know if it still happens, but there's some weird behavior that happens with those. So we're gonna let that craft because that's a big ass building. A bab, if you will. Go ahead and fuel everything up over here. Grab some more stone bricks. We're going to start making stone brick passageways too. We're going to have to inhabit a lot of this space for a while. We'll move things around quite a bit as time goes on, but we are definitely gonna want the space. So we need 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and craft all 4 that we can right now. As much as it sort of pains me to, again, use up all these resources. We're going to need, so we have 2 glass works, 1 to make molten glass and 1 to switch between making petri dishes and empty glass bottles. We are going to need a high pressure furnace for our carbon dioxide needs. And I think we can go ahead and start making moss, which will actually be really useful for a lot of things. So, yeah. Moss. Oh, right, the carbon dioxide recipe. Oh, right now we can just do it with coke. And we're going to have enough coke to make carbon dioxide to do our formic acid and latex. So yeah, you can see getting this first stuff set up is going to be pretty complicated and going to kind of use everything, but it does all start with that glass. It does more or less all start out with getting glass processing online. So with that in mind, I guess we can go ahead and take the burner drill off and put the electric miner on our hotbar. We are not going to interrupt this, but we are going to leave space like that. That starts to get that. So we're going to put this here. Grab that again. So, going to power this up. Good, good. We are going to need more rail of these. Because I don't think that's not gonna make it all the way. Not by a long shot. It's alright though. Oh, we can go ahead and make quite a few. And I'm doing single clicks. I could right click and do 5 at a time, but I want to use them more quickly. It's pretty much the only reason. So yeah, we are going to need the high pressure furnace for the coke. And there's going to be a significant amount of that coming off of this destructive distillation column. So let's do like this. Okay. So it's not going to use it very efficiently, and that's okay. We don't need it to be super efficient for right now. Oh, and it's gonna... I don't have logistics yet. So I can't just do filter splitter, split everything off with filters really easily. That's annoying. There we go. So yeah, we'll slowly intake raw coal, and then we'll get the iron oxide and coal. Alright, so we will need that other one to take that coal and process it into coke and iron oxide. Then from the coke, we get the carbon dioxide that we need. And then we can take this out like this. Do that. Perfect. And I guess let's just do a box. Do another box. Put this box over here. Power these up, and then we still oh god, we still need to put all the pipes in. But this is going to be the basic setup. So we're going to need fuck tons of iron, approximately fuck tons of iron. 1 metric fuck ton of iron, please. Oh, we got another dead one. Another one beats the dust. And another one bleats, and another one bleats. Another one bleats the dust. So we're gonna go grab more of these, because we need them. We are gonna need a high pressure furnace. Do we need more than one? I think we do need more than one. Right, coke to carbon dioxide in the high pressure furnace. Formic acid in another destructive distillation column. Takes the carbon dioxide, iron and copper. So yeah, it'll be a while before we truly automate this, but we just get it started. Just get the research started. But yeah, we are getting distracted because we need pipes. That's really the goal here. Make it a pipe. 27, that's not a lot. It's okay though. It's tough in the early game to decide where to put these sort of like, you know, early game supplies. So here's our gigantic crystal mine. Honk. Let's go ahead and put this like right there. 10,000 crystals or so. Bits of quartz. Take that right out. Take our first glassworks here. So this is just gonna make molten glass. Take 6 quartz ore in, and we get molten glass out. Okay, so we're gonna need more inserters too. My god. So this is fuel, which we're gonna use coal gas and tar, alternating back and forth. Back and forth. So this is going to, at first, make glass, because we need glass for constructing buildings. So that's good. I'm going to take this out. This is the fuel line. So we'll go ahead and pipe it like this. And pipe it kind of like that. This is going to be the molten glass line, and we'll take the outputs out this way. Oh, we can also take molten glass inputs at the top. Hungry? It's hungry. I think they also need electricity. I'm going to assume they need electricity and draw a power line up there anyway. And as we turn on these big things, let's definitely check the power. Make sure it's still doing okay, which it is. For now. Yeah, it's a big disadvantage to doing all of our oil or coal processing over here, but keeping these separated is actually pretty intentional, and providing more space than we need is gonna serve us a lot. And speaking of serving us a lot, let's go ahead and start making pathways. Gotta love the noise. Clobber, 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 clobber. So we're going to end up coming over here quite a bit. I don't quite know where to put the rest of them. That's okay. We are just going to go ahead and pick up some more while we're here. We do use these for constructing buildings as well as for things on the floor. These here. Right, so we do need another destructive distillation column for the formic acid. Here I am again making a bunch of complicated things that are expensive and use a lot of iron. And what I ought to be doing is focusing on making pipes. It's okay though. So one of the big challenges of the early game in Pyanodons is you don't actually have many resources as far as it comes to storing liquids, but pipes do store some amount of liquids. So what we are going to be able to do is eke things out a little bit by just putting a lot of pipes on the ground and letting them be our reservoirs so we don't have to swap back and forth between the coal gas and the tar that we are producing, because we can't yet process the tar. Chickaloon makes the pipe layer. Oh, I am the pipe layer. Yes, yes. Laying the pipes again, I see. Chickaloon. So we're gonna go ahead and just do this. And like this. So we're pulling out our outputs. Yeah, this isn't too far of a run, so I'm okay with that. So this is gonna be our little tar holding area. This is so trash, but like, what are you gonna do? This is so trash. I need more freaking iron. That's what I need, but need more iron is what I need. So yeah, we'll finish this little brick here. We'll make that the interface. So yeah, there we go. Getting our little bit of storage there. And we'll do the same thing over here, but for the coal gas. Hilarious. We'll use the iron oxide to make a little bit of iron. Not a lot, but like that's fine. There's not a lot we can do with it for the moment anyway. There we go. We've got our two twin reservoirs. This is all very OSHA safe, OSHA compliant. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, perfect. So we're already getting out some of the coke that we want. So what we can do here is put our high pressure furnace. Oh, right, we need more of those fuckers. Okay, well, whatever. We're gonna do to our highly pressurized furnace. That's going to start creating our carbon dioxide. Put it out like that. There's a lot of complexity in this first part of the game. A lot of it is just managing what gets automated first and what gets worked on. Let's go ahead and do a hard save of the game, actually. This is LTN Pi-1. Yeah, they aren't too tremendously safe, I guess. So oh, fuck. Well, we're gonna get to do that. At least, what can iron oxide be used for right now? So iron oxide, right now we can use it to make iron plates, pretty much. That's cool. We can even do that in a stone furnace. So we're just gonna like put a stone furnace here, and every now and again just kind of chuck all the iron in there. There you go. There's your iron. Have some coke. Current world record for beating the entire game of Factorio any percent is an hour and a half or so, just a little bit under, if I remember correctly. And here we are, we haven't even made our first science pack. Speaking of, we'll do automation, then logistics, because fuck do we need the splitters, which will let us start sorting things more effectively. Quality of life research, you can see that's already, this is going to be super fucking expensive for us. So we're going to be working with the things that we really, really need and want first, like movement speed and crafting speed, inventory size. First things first, though, steel processing is kind of where things do start to kick off. We are going to need to do that. Logistic Science Pack will let us get to all the rest of these, but goodness knows it'll be quite a while before we do any of that. But steel processing is important. It does start to unlock pretty much everything else. Storage. Things we can do with storage tanks. Even that is just luxurious and glorious. Landscaping for Dectorio. Military stuff we don't need. Optics are important. We do have Factorissimo installed, but it'll be a long time before we get anywhere near being able to do that reliably, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and research basic electronics, or just electronics. The fast inserters, if I remember correctly, yeah, they do require duralumin, and it'll be a long time before we get to those, so not a huge rush there. Automation 2 does start to unlock some things. I think fluid handling is a pretty good path to go, but let's just kind of let's not get ahead of ourselves too much, because we've got a long way to go before we even get close to any of this kind of stuff. So I am gonna craft a bunch of pipes and create. How are we gonna do this? There's a lot of walking in between these areas is the thing. So we have our two reservoirs here. We have the glass over to the glassworks that needed as fuel over here to the left. I could do something like this, where I have two outlet lines, I have one fuel line like this. How to to cut over like here. Okay, well, let's figure out how far this goes. So roughly along this line. So like this. So say for right now we have more coal gas. We can just go like that. Now this is a coal gas fuel line. Get rid of this tree. Menace. Ah. Get rid of this rock. Menace. There we go. Oh, we are going to need... Okay, so there's that there. Yeah, we are going to need something to get our products out of here for right now. A box will do just fine. I think everything really is set up. We just need that extra pipes. Just need more pipe. It's always a problem. Don't got enough pipe. Más pipe, por favor. I do think these bioreserves look super pretty. Just gonna assume y'all need more fuel. Go ahead and dish that out. There we go. We definitely are gonna need... Oh wow, that's already out too. Fuel all that up. Grab these here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want to craft all of them. I'm just tired of running out of single pipes. And we'll see how far that gets us. This might be super fucking annoying, but it's not gonna last for very long. Changing over the fuel lines, it's not, that whole thing isn't gonna last super long. It's okay. Trying to remind myself, giving myself more space now. It's always better. I mean, yeah, let's just do this the nice looking way. Like that. Do this by the philosophy that wherever I'm walking, go ahead and put the things. Alright, let's make sure this works. No reason why it's not, why it shouldn't. Very slowly gulping out 10 molten glass at a time. This is very slowly slurping it up. Oh my goodness, but there we go. Oh, nut. That's so satisfying. We got glass. So, there's so much we can do with glass. Okay, so the Research Center Mark 1. We're gonna work towards that, but more importantly, we're gonna need other supplies. We're gonna need a moss farm. We're gonna need... Oh, that requires aluminum. I don't even know if we can do aluminum processing right now, to be quite honest. The botanical nursery, I can't recall what that's for yet. I'm gonna get there. Microorganism mine. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need this here, yeah, to do the incubated petri dishes, which, yeah, okay, are in the basic substrate recipe. Yeah, so we're gonna need glass for that. A washer, no. The wood processing unit. So we're going to need one more soil extractor. The glassware, that's when we start needing the wooden rubber, or the rubber stops. So yeah, coal and latex. Latex comes from latex slabs and steam. That's in a pulp mill. So we are going to need a pulp mill, which I believe is right here. No, right here. Pulp mill, Mark 1. Just a lot of iron. So actually, right now what we can do is pull up the science recipe in FNEI. Pull this up and go ahead and favorite that. So that way we can look at it through this here. So yeah, the glassware is going to be important. So latex, we're going to need a pulp mill, another destructive distillation column, the sodium alginate. Yeah, so we are going to need the seaweed crop facility Mark 1. Fortunately, that just requires some tin, and we can go ahead and get ourselves some seaweed. What's going to be the best thing to do from here, though? That's a good question. We are going to set these... How many glass do we need? The Research Center Mark 1, we need 52. The Seaweed Crop Facility, we don't need any. Don't need any for the sap extractor. The Moss Farm, so for aluminum processing. Oh, okay, so it's just aluminum plate. But what does aluminum actually require as far as a fuel? That's usually the rub with this mod pack. Oh, aluminum, there's like the aluminum shard right in the middle of everything else over here. That's kind of strange. Let's see here. See how difficult that's going to be. Another one biting the dust there. Requires 10 coal gas. So here's already something that's going to be using up our coal gas. Alright, so this is where we disconnect this here. We let all of that get used. Huh, interesting. So that's going to be problematic. So we kind of need to run both of these lines down here. I don't think it's going to let us connect this tar because it's not slurping out the last like tiny little bit of coal gas. Oh, that's tremendously frustrating, but okay. Well, that is the pains of building things so far apart, you know. I'm still pretty convinced that's the right thing to do. Regardless, that's going to be creating formic acid. Thanks for stopping by, Kelly. I appreciate it. Have a good groceries. I'm probably going to not stream for too terribly much longer anyway. It's been a good test stream. Been a while since we've done the streaming thing. Let's see. So we do want to go collect a bunch more tin. Beautiful bioreserves. Get what little glass there is there. Because, yeah, there really isn't a whole lot. We can do a microorganism mine. Is it worth doing now? Probably. We need it. We need to do it. We need to make it. And we can go ahead and go place it. Okay, yeah. So, now it wants fuel. I think the painful solution is to just drag it all back over here. I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's what we're going to do. Collect up some supplies along the way. See how far this will get us here. So yeah, we'll just like bring the tar along this line. A little offset. There we go. So let's go ahead and that's it. That's better. Okay, so now what we can do is what I think I did last time is not connect these right here. Make like a this kind of wonky. All right, let's try this out. So like that, like that, that like that. So it'll be something like this. Right, so you connect it all up like this. Or like that. So this is the control point here. You do still have the issue of it using up the last of that fuel, I guess. Yeah. Now it's done. So we can use up all the tar and give me all the glass. So we can go and go place this microorganism mine up here, close to that. Yep. So we want petri dish made with agar. Which is made with the seaweed. So seaweed car facility. Oh, limestone. So we just need soil extractors, really. Oh yeah. The collector. So can this just like go anywhere? I think it can. We'll have to refigure that part out because I don't know about that part. Soil extractor here. Those aren't very needy. They don't have a lot of demands. And what do we need that for again? We need that for the seaweed carp facility. We need limestone. Yeah, so we've got plenty of everything else. If I recall correctly, limestone is just going to need water to run. So if we just like set this here and do this, yep, it just needs water. Just a little bit of agua. Come on, give me a pipe. There we go. And this will give us just ridiculous amounts of limestone. We really won't need as much as it's going to produce, but it's okay. Switch it over to soil, get some soil. Oh no, it's the soil that makes the ridiculous amounts. But, I mean, this stuff, it goes pretty quick. So yeah, this is, we're going to need carbon dioxide. Oof, 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 oof. Now, we could go ahead and start doing a basic, like, iron mining setup. Because, gosh, do we ever need a lot of iron. I don't think I'm going to do that. Not just yet. If nothing more, then I don't want to. Yeah, probably just not wanting to. I haven't decided where I want to put smelting. Smelting is complicated. Very complicated. 26, 27. And, yeah, that's going to be a tough one to do. We can afford one radar, though, because I do want to start unlocking more of the map to sort of get an idea of where things are around here. And we can afford that in our power budget. We are going to want to expand a little bit. This power center there isn't a lot of room for it because it's not supposed to be very big. Just supposed to get us going. So yeah, let's add some things onto the to-do list. So we need to make rubber stopper automation. We're gonna say iron automation because we do need to automate that. We're gonna go ahead and go with basic substrate production. We're gonna go with can't remember what the other thing that I wanted to put here was. The Easy Squeeze Ranch. I don't need a semi-automated milking station. Oh my god, what? That is amazing. Holy crap. So yeah, for this, the science, we need the rubber stoppers. And then the basic substrate. After that, what's the next biggest hurdle? Oh, right, so for that we're going to need aluminum. Let's say basic. Basic aluminum smelting. Because we need aluminum for several buildings. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna worry about tailings ponds as a concept. We're just gonna unlock the storage units, but that's gonna require a lot of stuff. So tin, titanium. I don't think we're going to be able to do titanium for a while, but yeah, none of these other metals like lead, I think we're also going to need to get sooner rather than later, and chromium too. Those are sort of the easier things that we can get. Yeah, niobium requires refined syngas. Yikes. And nickel ore requires syngas, so we can't do that yet. Lead is acetylene, so definitely can't do that yet. Chromium, also syngas. So all those sort of sit behind syngas as well as borax. Interesting. Okay. Okay. There's more titanium and copper. Cool. Okay, well, this has been a very good test stream. I'll definitely be reviewing the footage and posting things on the appropriate places. But for now, it's just been a pleasure to stream again in any kind of capacity. It's been quite a while, and I really, I have another Pyanodons playthrough, but I really do want to sort of take another crack at the mod with a fresh mind. So I'm certainly going to be starting again. Really excited to start again on stream, and sort of going to try to do this all live and see how far we can get. I've seen other series and really gotten inspired by them, so I'm hoping to sort of carry that work forward a little bit and help other people to get inspired about this mod pack. I know not a lot of people ever really see it through to the end, so maybe we'll actually get there. But every journey begins with that first step, and the first hour and a bit has gone pretty darn well. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, this is pretty good. I think that Pyanodons is something that we're gonna be able to conquer. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later.